right here.
He did that on purpose. All right, so let's start over. So the versus battle.
You just got to download it. You can still get it.
How old was Usher?
I don't know, but Usher as a kid wasn't hitting on shit either.
Well, I mean, was Usher because how old was Usher when him and Diddy was together? Like 15, 16?
He was young. Usher was young before My Way, because he after that first Usher appearance, there's like there's a lull in his voice changing, and then he comes back for the My Way album. But by then he was older. You just don't. It's just like kid stars are what's the name, but hip hop really doesn't have many, and definitely not many that dominated shit for a while. I guarantee you, somewhere there was some huge rapper that we consider a legend watching the charts as this nigga Bow Wow was killing shit, and it was like, this little nigga is rocking right now. This will fade away eventually, but fuck, this little nigga's going.
Yeah. So the interesting part, right, about the child thing, it's almost like, I don't like using sports analogies all the time, but it's almost like I don't want to say this because no, I want to say this because fuck it. Because fuck this conversation. Because did you see the Scottie Pippen shit with Dan Patrick?
Yeah, keep going.
Because I was gonna say it's almost like when somebody doesn't win the championship and they looked at it, but fuck, hey man, whatever you say about Bow Wow, BT, yeah, he's bigger than Elvis. I don't give a shit. This nigga Scottie Pippen. This nigga Scott Pippen. Are you caught up, Mike?
I believe so. I am caught up.
So it started from what I seen was he said the shit about KD.
Yes.
And then KD was like, ain't this the same Scottie Pippen who didn't want to go back in the game because the shot wasn't called for him and gave up on the scene, blah, 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 blah.
Wait, who said that?
Did he keep an answer?
Kevin Durant.
Oh, that's hilarious. Keep going. Shaq's been on Pippen's head too, but keep going.
What'd you say, Mike?
I said KD keeps an answer, man. He always got something in the rifle ready for everybody, and I love it.
Hey, man, KD is one of the greatest basketball players of all time. This nigga is even better on Twitter. That's saying a lot. This nigga is cold on the court. This nigga on Twitter is nigga. So then Scottie Pippen has a thing with, he's talking to Dan Patrick. Now, did you see this, Mike?
Yes.
Okay, so y'all seen this. You seen this, BT?
Yeah.
Okay, so the people who haven't seen, he's talking to Dan Patrick. He's talking about that last shot that Tony Kukoc got. If you're not familiar with it, they're playing the Knicks, and they were down 1 point, and it was like maybe a second. It wasn't a lot of time left. Maybe like 1 second left. It wasn't a lot of time to make a move. It was a catch and shoot situation. They in the huddle, and the play is ran for Scottie Pippen to take the ball out and find Tony Kukoc. Scottie Pippen didn't like that. He said, I'm just not going in the game. The way this ends, somebody else throws the ball in, Tony Kukoc catches it, turn around, jump shot, wins the game. But it's like they kind of not celebrating because they're like, this nigga over here pouting. Like, we supposed to be happy. Now.
Wait, was this a playoff game?
I feel like it was a playoff game, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
I just know for sure it was against the Knicks, and it felt like they played the Knicks 45 playoffs in a row.
Right.
So, another interesting fact about that game was, Pippen came down the previous two plays and missed. Like didn't get good shots. Like they put the ball in Pippen's hands and he did weird shit. So now it's and it wasn't. What's that?
Sound like Pippen to me.
and it wasn't like, once again, it wasn't 8 seconds left, Pippen make a move. It was 1 second, catch and shoot. So, but Scotty said the reason why that shot went to Kukoc was racial. And then Patrick was like, wait. What do you like? What do you mean racial? Like, are you saying that Phil Jackson's a racist? And he was like, I mean, I'm fine with that.
That is not an exaggeration. That is a quote. Those were his exact words. Were I'm fine with that.
Yeah. So then he goes into how Phil Jackson disrespected Kobe in a book and came back and coached Kobe again, and yeah. So that's what we're going with now. I've been told that Scottie Pippen is writing a book right now, which makes sense for him saying wild shit.
I thought he was selling alcohol.
That too.
I thought he was trying to find where Future's at. I'm sorry.
Did you apologize for your actions?
Scotty and Stevie wanted to go see me somewhere and and swing on me. They ain't gonna connect because that nigga would miss that shot and Stevie.
Stevie definitely gonna see you somewhere because that nigga can see.
Man, Scotty is big enough of a name to be really successful without antics and things like that. If he had the respectful approach, I just think he doesn't know how to be successful in the media. Like, man, you know who's like killing it is what's his name, man? Richard Jefferson.
Richard's funny.
He's really talented on the media side. And I think that's a lot of Pippen's lack, man. And now he's like coming up with all these ridiculous, I don't know if these are his real opinions.
He does this all the time.
Yes.
He does this all the time. Michael Jordan's not the greatest. LeBron is. All right, Michael Jordan was the greatest and LeBron will never do. He does this all the time.
Yes. Now, this is the interesting thing about Scotty, right? Now, imagine being known as a quote unquote Robin.
Right.
Like you're known as like the second fiddle to this nigga's greatness or whatever, right?
Was he even a Robin?
Yes.
He was a perfect.
He's not Alfred. I got him as Alfred. I got him as a Batarang. He's not a Batarang.
Now
he's not the Batmobile. I got Scottie Pippen as the Batmobile. He's the utility belt. He's the utility belt.
Nigga was really hurt that the last shot didn't go to him because he's like, this is my moment on some Carlton shit. But once again, in that situation, now this is my problem. I don't want you having me publicly defending a white man against racism.
Now I know we're in weird waters.
Right? I don't like, but bro. Like that was racial? Like what? I don't listen. I don't doubt for a second that Phil Jackson is racist. But what that got to do with I need a shot. I got to get the ball in the hands of my best shooter.
And we don't believe in you.
That's not your game. Your game ain't catch and shoot. Your game is slash. Your game is utility belt. You can
Here it is.
Score off the dribble a little bit. You can slash. You can get some rebounds. You can do all these things. You can facilitate. You play defense. You get points in transition. That's how you get your 22 points a night. You get them doing a little bit of everything.
Like me, nigga. You know what? You know why niggas that play defense? Because they ain't good at the other shit. That's why I'm telling you, as a nigga that playing defense, is like, well, I got to do something. I'm out here.
I gotta find a way to affect winning.
I got to figure out something. You was a high level dirty work nigga.
I mean, look, man, when Mike
said it. He said, I'm doing all the dirty work. You're not supposed to be. It's my team. I'm doing all the dirty work. Those two words don't go together. Nigga, if it's your team, you ain't supposed to be doing all the dirty work. What the fuck are you talking about?
Hey, man, why did they go to the conference finals the following year without Mike?
Well, they weren't in the conference finals. They were in the semifinals.
There's a lot of injuries.
They wasn't a lot of injuries. Oh, that's what I meant. The top four. There was right.
No. The top four would be the conference finals.
It was a lot.
So you
they were in the second round of the playoffs.
There was a lot of injuries that year.
And man, they lost. And this be like another thing, right? Is so because people say that. They say when Mike retired, they almost made it back to the finals, which is not true, but I understand they made it to the playoffs and they got to the second round. Now the year after that, when Mike came back, they were terrible. Then 90, I guess that would be 95 when Mike came back, 94, 95.
Now watch this. Lance, I have just a random theory on why they probably were terrible. I believe that rookies this happens for a lot of rookies. You come into the league and then you get like a grace period because niggas don't know how to stop your go-to shit, right? They haven't figured you out yet. But then that next season, niggas start keying in on you on all the fuck shit you was doing, and then none of that shit worked no more, and then you got to adjust. Now, the greats adjust. They remember Donovan Mitchell was like running rec shop through the year, then it was like, well, we'll see what the nigga do next year. And then the nigga came back, he was still doing like, well, I guess this motherfucker's good. But sometimes niggas catch up with you. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that the first year Mike was gone, niggas knew it was going to be Pippen, but they ain't never seen him in this position, so they didn't know how to chase it. That second year, they had tape on his ass. Just going out on a limb. I wasn't in the NBA. You tell him what happened, Lance Woods. Back to you.
Look, I mean, I think it's a lot of, and I forgot what changes got made. But some changes were made. But there's a lot of that goes on, and there is an energy of like, we think Mike might be back, and we're playing different, and then it's like, oh shit, Mike ain't coming back, and we got a whole offseason. Everybody got a whole offseason, and now they are strategizing against how to stop Scottie Pippen, right? One of the most overblown things is And this interesting thing about The Last Dance, right? Because I know Pippen didn't like The Last Dance, how he was portrayed in The Last Dance, but it was interesting because they just said what happened. Like there wasn't like a lot of Pippen slander. It was just, yo, this happened.
Right.
That was it. Like Mike wasn't saying, hey, Pip was salt. He was just like, hey man, the nigga had a headache. I don't know, man. The nigga had a headache. He ain't play. Like, yo, he didn't want to go back in the game. Like, he know he shouldn't have done that, but I mean, this shit happened.
Yeah.
You know, Scottie Pippen got on there and said, yo, I got hurt, and I was like, yo, I'm about to chill in the summer. I ain't getting my shit fixed. Fuck the nigga. Scottie said, like, these are his words. That year, when Scottie Pippen sat out and didn't get the surgery, and they talk about the Bulls' quote-unquote struggles, you know the Bulls' record without Scottie Pippen that year? It was like 50-11. It was like something like that. Like they started off the season a little shaky, but then without Scottie, they went like 50-11.
With Tony Kukoc?
It's Michael Jordan. Yeah.
And Tony
It's Mike, Kukoc, you know what I mean? So it's like
B.J. Armstrong or Ron Harper?
Ron Harper, Steve Kerr.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, one of my most satisfying things that's ever happened in life is I've always watched Pippen with like this. I don't know why, bro. It's just sports, and sports you just be you root for who you root for. You have your disdain for who you have disdain for. You've never met these people before in your life, but I'm just watching the entity of Scottie Pippen. I was like, this guy. And then I remember when he went to the Blazers, and I remember they were so excited. And I remember the way Kobe used to look at him is like, I'm going to bust this nigga's ass. And he would do it every time. And I was like, man, I love you, Kobe. Thank you, sir, for really doing this boy bad. Did it every time. He did it. It was consistent against the Blazers. Ah, good times. Makes me so happy.
So
go ahead.
Oh, so then he also talks about when this is an interesting point, right? Because let me say this. I don't think Scottie Pippen is like necessarily wrong when he talks. I like to hear different people's point of view and perspective. Even if I totally disagree with the Bow Wow shit, I like to hear someone else's point of view on it. Like, right. Oh shit, that's how you hear it. That's how you see it. That's dope. That's interesting. Because if everybody sees everything the same way, then it's fake. That's how I feel. Yeah. It really feels like that. That's dope. I want to hear like the facts and the things that are backed up by it. And if the facts are off, then that might shape your thought about it. But I still want to hear how you take this in.
Yeah, when niggas named the 15 Michael Jackson song, the Jackson 5 song, I was like, well, that's a pretty hefty list. Forgot about some of those. That's a pretty thick list. Nice list. There's a couple of bullshits on there. It's about 12 strong.
That's still rock when you put them on right now. But
not ABC. Now it's 11.
Boom, rock.
So, Scottie Pippen, right? So him saying all those things is like, nah, that's how nigga take it. Like him saying like, yo, now that Michael Jordan's gone, that last shot is supposed to be mine, period. All right. I like to hear your point of view. Now, when he talks about, that was something else he said about Phil Jackson being racist. He was like, I was in the locker room. Like, I don't care. I was with these niggas. Fair. So then Dan Patrick's like, yo, what about, basically like if it's racial, what about Mike or Field drawing up to play for Steve Kerr in the finals? When you see Mike saying, yo, they're going to double off me, you're going to be open. And Scottie says, yo, who do you think those cameras were there for? Those are Michael Jordan's people filming. So, that's bullshit. Mike saying that is bullshit. I mean, even though it happened, even though Mike said that and he did exactly what he said for the camera, but him saying is like, yo, that's not what's going on. It's interesting because it goes to an interesting point of
wait. Don't lose this. Interesting point of he's saying in that moment, there's cameras there, and we can see on the cameras of back then, not like today, but we can see on the cameras of back then. Him saying, we can see Mike saying, hey, they're going to double me and you're going to be open to Steve Kerr, hit the shot. And he's saying those are Michael Jordan's cameras?
Yes.
Keep going. I thought you were saying like in the documentary, he got some people saying this on the after, but all right.
No. He's saying in that moment, he says Mike knows that he's filming a documentary. And not just a documentary he's filming, because back then he was filming shit like His Airness or Above and Beyond, like those other you remember, I used to love those documentaries, Come Fly With Me type shit. Mm-hmm. He was like, Mike would have a bunch of cameras around. So when he's saying shit, he know he's saying it for these cameras.
Can't wait till they do a Bow Wow documentary or a movie. We're going to circle back to this shit. Keep going.
So he's saying it for these cameras. So he was like, yo, that's bullshit. Like Mike is basically, he was saying Mike was selfish and self-centered. He was talking for the cameras. And that's interesting. Like it could be totally wrong, but it's an interesting thought because, Mike did control media narratives the same way LeBron does now.
Yo, man, unless MJ filmed that after the shot, that's a hell of a coincidence. And I'm not doubting that he had cameras there. I mean, right. That just big everything up. You bring some cameras, you plan on shooting your documentaries. So I think all that is valid. But what was the play supposed to be?
Man.
Well, the play was always give the ball to Michael. And all Mike was saying was they're going to double me.
You know why he said that? Because Michael Jordan is racist also, because he didn't want Pippen shooting that shot either.
I take.
Michael Jordan didn't pass it to you either, bro. He could have chose you over Steve Kerr. He chose Steve Kerr. But look, okay. It's hard to kind of perceive because I feel like there's certain moments I live my life like this, but it's not on purpose. And then when I look back at what is, or like the stories that exist, I think of being able to perceive at that high level. What do I mean when I'm saying that?
Yo, tell us.
So Mike, let's say this is full. You're at full Mikey Winfield. You didn't already did your sitcom. 100+ episodes. It's running. It's in what's names, right? Now you're just walking into a club, and you know what I mean. You got a movie coming out, and people are just excited to see you, and you're just absorbing the moments, being yourself. But within these moments, what people realize and or receive is the legend or the greatness that is you, right? Because if you are great, you being able to maneuver through all these things simultaneously, like how the media represents me, I'm doing a documentary, I'm playing at a high level, I'm making myself look good, I'm doing endorsements, I'm doing like, nigga, that's why you're that's what makes you a legend. Like, that's what makes you amazing. I think it was whatever that show is on the Netflix show with all the rappers coming up, and like you see people on stage and they're fumbling over the words or they forget their lyrics or whatever. And Tip was like, hey man, stars ain't never confused about what they supposed to be doing next. Like they always know what to do, right? Let's get some flowers. It's DC Young Fly getting into it with somebody at Tommy T's, no knocking the nigga out, right? And then continuing the show. Just something that they'll talk about at some point in time. It's just like, Pippin, you might not see things like this because because of the angle you're perceiving it at, nigga. You're not feeding it. Like you're not feeding these moments. So it's just like, well, of course you gonna see it like that. And because you're a bystander, bro. You a bystander. You was a bystander of greatness, nigga. Let it exist, fam.
I think he knows that. And I think he's known that the entire time, that this success that he's reaching is because of who he's standing next to. I don't think any of this is a surprise. I think he speaks right now. He's trying to sell a book.
Is he okay with it?
Probably not.
Is he okay with it?
Who would be?
You can't be okay with that. Even if you are. You can't be publicly okay with, you know what, Michael Jordan carried my whole career. That's why the world knows me.
That sounds crazy, right? And you supposed to accept that. And look, man, this is what I say about Scottie Pippen.
Cause you know what's funny, Lance, about Hoopers is a nigga was probably an all-American nigga, dominated in high school, dominated.
But he wasn't.
Ah!
No, Scotty had a growth spurt. Like that's what he came out. He came out of a small school. He went to like Central Arkansas or something like that.
The nigga was never that good. He never took no shots like this. Good job, Phil.
He got he got traded on draft day for Odin Polynice.
Yeah.
He got drafted by, I want to say, the Sonics. I think the Sonics drafted Scott Pippen. That's how they entered on draft day. Scott Pippen. And he got traded for Odin Polynice.
Okay, now, all right. I'm Scottie Pippen. Now I'm sorry, bro, because you have been getting disrespected your whole life, and I don't want no trouble, sir. I apologize. Because now it's turned into like a Kwame thing. Like, this nigga gonna snap, bro, because this is a lot, nigga. You got traded for Odin Polynice. They drafted you as Scott Pippen. Nigga, Phil Jackson didn't pass you that ball. Michael Jordan didn't pass you that ball. You went to a little school. Nigga, you were a little itty bitty school. I'm sorry, bro. At this point in time.
Now it's rumors about your wife that's always circulating in the media.
That's a whole nother thing. Man, come on, bro.
I think that's the biggest part of it. I think that's where he shattered and cracked. It was his wife out there getting publicly, that men don't come back from that a lot of times.
So you're saying it was his wife allegedly publicly out there passing the ball?
Oh my God, she passed it.
She's had the most assists.
She passed it to Tony Kukoc because the Bulls believed that Tony Kukoc was the future. Wow, bro.
Wow.
Nigga, Odin Polynice, bro.
OP.
Yeah. Sacramento Kings legend, Odin Polynice.
That is funny, bro. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, man. Go ahead, man.
Yeah. So, but no, Mike brings up an interesting question, right? Like, nigga, if that's what you're known for, this nigga carried your career.
Meanwhile, and that's gotta feel really bad when you're doing all the dirty work. Like,
but he wasn't doing all the dirty work. That
was Dennis Rodman. This nigga wasn't even doing the dirty work. He wasn't even the best defender on his team.
Look, man. No, because they had two different runs with two different. The core was always Mike and Scotty. Mike, Scotty, and Phil. And then
Mike and Phil.
Because the guards changed and those bigs changed, because when your defense is Mike, Scotty, and Horace Grant, and it's Mike, Scotty, and Rodman, that's a lot to deal with, especially in that era of NBA when like the Bulls used to win games in the 80s. I don't mean the 1980s. I mean the score would be in the 80s.
That is funny.
If the score's in the 80s and Mike got 42.
Who is Scottie Pippen today?
Andre Iguodala.
Okay, no. What exactly is your question? Is your question like who would he be, or is your question the equivalent of who's the Robin now that probably feels like they require more recognition, but they ain't getting it?
Well, nobody. I don't think that. I don't. Kyrie.
I think the way that player movement is now, it'll never be like that again.
Yo, Kyrie's a good name to throw in that hat, though. I mean, Kyrie's title is with Bron. Bron.
Is Kyrie a better basketball player than Scottie Pippen?
Yes. Kyrie's a better basketball player than most people.
Is Chris Mullin a better basketball player than Scottie Pippen?
No.
But it's close. Who would you rather have take the last second shot?
I mean, you ask me who's a better shooter. I'm going to the better shooter.
You're racist, nigga. Lance Woods does not protect Scottie Pippins.
I think, yeah, that's fucking ridiculous. I think the closest, the absolute closest that you can get to, because you have to have somebody who's been in that spot the whole time. The closest would be CJ McCollum, probably.
Yeah, I give you CJ.
Everybody looks at Dame as Dame, and like CJ is.
Who's the better shooter, CJ or Scottie Pippen?
CJ.
He was taking the last second.
That's the closest one, because, and it, like I said, it's because of player or Clay. Clay Thompson too.
Who you like better, Clay Thompson?
Clay. but Scotty could do more than Clay could.
What do you mean? I'm not sure about that.
Defensively, he could do more with the ball in his hands, off the bounce, as far as rebounding goes. Clay is just one of the best shooters ever, and he's a really, really good defender.
Mike, he has to do all that because he's not good at the other parts. If he was great at something, you know who a good comparison for Scottie Pippen is? It's not Andre Iguodala. It's Lamar Odom. That's who he is. That's who he is.
Lamar, but that is something that was like a almost like a position created by Scottie Pippen. Like whenever you talk about somebody who's like as a quote unquote point forward, they reference Scottie Pippen. And that's Lamar Odom, that's Andre Iguodala.
But that's interesting too, though, because yeah, we say that, and he was, but Magic was doing that before Scottie.
Yes.
He was, but Magic was looked at more of as a pure point guard. Like, see, because the Bulls, look, any women listening to this, we apologize. Because this is about to get technical basketball shit, and y'all probably don't care. Let's talk about his wife some more.
No, we still got to do the what's name too, the lady MC.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I'll say this. Within the triangle offense, there was never really a real point guard. The triangle offense was predicated off of this movement in this system. So if you look at the Bulls point guards during these runs, they had Ron Harper at the point guard who had never played point guard. Ron Harper was a 20-point per game scorer. And then because Phil Jackson liked big guards.
Yes, he did.
He liked a lot of length on defense to be able to switch and do all that stuff.
Shout out to Derek Fisher because he figured it out.
Yeah. And that was later on, because before that, Derek Fisher was never starting.
Yeah.
It was because he brought back Ron Harper for the Lakers.
Yes.
And then he went with Gary Payton.
Yep.
And then it was like, all right, fuck it. Come on, Fish.
And Fish did his thing.
Yes. And even with Fisher, the rest of that team was so big. Gasol, Bynum, Trevor Ariza, Kobe, Lamar Odom off the bench.
Yeah.
Like, all right, come on, Fisher. Because they had two small guards. They had Jordan Farmar too.
Yep.
As the backup guard. And then Sasha Vujacic has some length. Pause.
Triangle offense.
Yeah. I mean, with the triangle, it wasn't like someone necessarily setting you up for offense. It was like, yo, everyone has to be a threat in this offense at all times. And everything is based on motion and knowing where your teammates are going to be. So it wasn't like a standard, like when you see Magic in transition, he was setting shit up. Scottie wasn't doing that. Everybody was. But you wanted Scottie finishing. You wanted him or Mike finishing. Because they was the athletes. But yes, Magic was like that too. But Magic was looked at more of just a big point guard. So when you think Magic, then you would think of like Penny Hardaway.
Yeah.
would be those kind of like, no, he's a point guard. He's just 6'9". When it was Scotty, it was like, no, he's a wing, but he has like point guard skills.
Lonzo, what?
I didn't say anything.
Right. Me neither.
That's where like the Lamar Odom type comparisons would come from, or even like Giannis comparisons will come from.
Yeah, but we would honestly all say that Giannis is better than Scottie Pippen.
Yeah, I think that's more of evolution too. Because if you talk about a skill set, you wouldn't say that necessarily.
Scottie Pippen should not be in the top 50 basketball players of all time.
I mean, at the time when they did it, that was 20 years ago.
That's fine. He ain't in there no more. Get that nigga up out of there.
Yeah, I don't think they would do a top 50 because it was for the 50-year anniversary of the league. So now they would have to do it for like the 80 or the 100 or the top 100 or something like that.
Does he make it? I'm not sure. Okay, wait. We got to do this female MC thing because this was a lot. This is clear disrespect. Side note, we have a show coming up this weekend, you guys.
This weekend, Sacramento Punchline. 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday.
Yeah, July 2nd and 3rd.
July
Yeah.
2nd and 3rd. All right. So Hip Hop Wired put out a list for the top 10 greatest female rappers. Should I go from 10 to 1? Because this list is clearly the fuck shit.
Go ahead.
All right. Number 10.
Aren't lists mostly the fuck shit? Aren't they?
Yeah, except for when I do them.
Mike, what you think about this, Mike? I feel like when they make lists, they make them controversial on purpose so people talk about them. I don't be feeling like these are their real opinions.
Absolutely, but you're also the person that said, I love different people's opinions.
Yes. But so like y'all remember, hold on, I don't want to, but y'all remember maybe 2 months ago when the Denver Nuggets posted that like greatest Nuggets of all time picture and Carmelo wasn't in the picture?
Right.
I feel like that's on purpose.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, I don't feel like they was like, oh, we forgot about Melo. Or they was like, nah, Kiki Vanderway was a little better than Carmelo Anthony. I feel like they said, how do we get people to talk about this list? Let's leave.
Was Iverson in that picture?
I don't remember.
I don't think so.
Because I'm going off of maybe they didn't consider him a Nugget as much as he was considered a Knick.
But he's the Nuggets all-time leading scorer.
Fuck you. That's what they did. Yeah, right. You're right. Yeah.
The number 10 is Remy Ma. Number 9 is Rod Digger.
Damn.
Number 8 is DeBrat. Number 7 is Foxy Brown. Number 6 is Rhapsody. Number 5 is Nicki. Number 4 is Lauryn Hill. Number 3 is Missy. Number 2 is Lil' Kim. And number 1 is Queen Latifah. This list is clearly some fuck shit. I don't know if I want to talk about what's missing or the inner workings within.
Hold on.
Yeah,
what?
You are 1,000% correct.
Hold on. Where you want to go first, Mike?
I don't want to talk about the inner workings. Let's jump on who.
Okay. What's missing?
Give me 1 second.
I don't know if he's about to throw a concert.
That's what's fucking missing. I'll tell you what's fucking missing. There's fucking MC Light, nigga. Where the fuck is the light, nigga?
That's brilliant.
fucking missing. Fucking crackheads.
Is that the only artist that is missing in your opinion?
No, but you guys go ahead and see if y'all hit the other.
No, I look.
I was curious.
Yes.
Who was the other one? There's another one that is standing. I commented on this shit, so I should just go back and look.
Do you feel like Cardi B should be there already?
Eve, Cardi's interesting.
Eve. Okay, so you need Eve, and MC Light.
Yep.
So you're getting rid of Rod Digger.
So that's funny. You got rid of Rod Digger was like number 7. That's hilarious.
I thought she was 9. That's why I said that.
No, she's. First of all, the inner workings of the order is also fucked off too. No, Remy's 10. So you're leaving Remy on, but getting Rod Digger off.
No, I didn't remember who was 10. I just thought Rod Digger was 9.
Rod Digger is 9.
I didn't remember who 10 was. That's why I said Rod Digger.
But who do we? I wonder what their criteria is based on.
That's always what's left out of lists. It's like if you put down all the criteria, it makes the thing, but they leave it vague so they could just throw not random names. This is like the most popular.
I wonder it can't be based on skill set. I wonder what it's based on.
Well, I think it's a combination, because I think that's why Rhapsody is there based on skill set.
I feel like the top 5 will probably be, you could say, impact. Like as far as Queen Latifah was, she brought in all the Unity stuff. She like one of the first ones to do that. Little Kim brought in like the whole stuff. Missy brought in the production and the creativity, and just the top 4 of Lauren. Lauren is Lauren, and in many lists, I would have her first, but that's personal preference.
Yeah, I feel like on BT's list, Nicki is first.
No, I wouldn't put Nicki first. Nicki's definitely, she's not 5 though.
What's the criteria? Then it makes sense why she would be first.
I'm trying to find this fucking story to see
because Lil Kim was number 2, right?
Yep.
Shit, Meg.
Meg on there or high on there?
I'm just saying
she's not on there at all.
No. I'm saying should she be? Because I don't know if I feel like that yet. Cardi.
I think Cardi's definitely made more of a case than Meg at this point in time, but it's getting tight. Nigga, we gotta have this conversation in 2 more weeks. This is the way the road she's on. All right, so I can't find what the criteria is, so we just gonna make the shit up. All right, so let's go look. So they said, hold on, I'm gonna go look at the list again. You got Queen Latifah.
Most movies. Is that the criteria? Because Lauren did Sister Act. Queen Latifah, she got The Equalizer. I think that's out right now.
So okay, so if we go. Let's address the top 5. Let's just address the top 5 first. So things that we know are going in this, there's got to be skill, because I have Rhapsody so high. So skill got to be in here somewhere. And let's go impact and then catalog. Right? If we went skill, impact, and catalog, then I think I'll give you. I'm okay with Queen being number 1. Because of impact, because of skill. I don't know what her catalog's like. Salt and Pepper's not on here either. I don't know what her catalog is like, but she got enough recognizables to like be like, all right, you know what I mean? It's Queen Latifah, right? I'm okay with Queen being. I'm okay with Queen being 1 right now. How about y'all?
I'm trying to figure out with that criteria, who would I put over Queen? And I think that it's not what is it? It's not ageism. I think we just give them respect to the past because I feel like Nikki could easily be over Queen
I
by
do
that
too.
criteria right now.
Yeah. I feel like there's a case to be made, but I feel the same way about the men in hip hop. There's a case to be made for like 8 people to be like, no, nigga, I'm the best to ever do this.
Yeah.
Which let's let you know there isn't a best, but I feel like there's a case to be made for Lauryn Hill. It's a case to be made for Nicki Minaj. It's a case to be made for Lil Kim. It's a case to be made for Queen Latifah.
There's a case to be made for Light being in the top 5. I don't understand. When I look at this list, I just keep saying, what was y'all thinking when y'all didn't put MC Light in here?
There's a case to be made for Eve.
There's clearly.
But I'm not gonna pretend like I be bumping a bunch of female rappers. So I don't have a lot of like the song references to be like, yo, when she dropped I'm Not Just About Pussy, that was hot.
Yeah. That first Eve album is fucking phenomenal. Like,
yeah. Look, man,
Eve suffering from the social death syndrome in the essence of DMX does not get the respect he deserves and all things associated with Rough Riders.
That's another label that's better than So Deaf is Rough Riders.
You are all the cocaine. But anyway, DMX, Eve, Swiss, all in the Rough Riders camp, never get the respect that they deserve.
The Lox was there too.
Who?
The Lox.
Who's in that?
Jadakiss, Styles P, She Lose.
Yeah, you whispered that last one. No, no, yeah, that's fine. But those, but that camp doesn't get the respect that they deserve often, right? So Eve being out of here is just I'm attributing it to that. Like Nikki, there is a fair argument to have Nikki 1. Who y'all got as 1? Greatest female rapper of all time.
Lauryn Hill.
But look at this. On our list, catalog is one of the pieces. So that takes Lauryn off the list. Now, if you was just going off personal preference, then
does it? Does it? I mean, if you say catalog for Lauryn, catalog to me don't mean specifically albums. It just means songs. She got a lot of songs. Lauryn got a lot of songs.
When we talking catalog and people say Biggie's the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
With 2 albums. Kind of 3, because that double disc. Right.
And Laura got the score.
She got the score and she got the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. And then she got the Lauryn Hill Unplugged joint.
It's a lot of singing on there, by the way.
It is.
It's a lot of she
Draked it.
She's very Drake. She's very, very Drake.
Yeah.
Lauryn Hill is the Drake of female MCs.
Yeah. Lauryn Hill, like Lost Ones, right? It's one of the greatest it's one of the best raps I've ever heard by anyone in my life. I don't say that about anything I heard from Nicki Minaj or Lil Kim, or I can like the joint, but when I hear Lost Ones, I'm like, no, that's as good as anything I've ever heard in rap music.
You like that verse better than the Monster verse?
Yes.
Man, I gotta find some Lil Kim. She got some tracks on there that it's hard to compare Lil Kim to Lauryn Hill. So that's just not even fair. Lil Kim got some verses that's just wrong.
Biggie. They just big. Verses are like so big.
Yeah, no shit. And I'm like, damn. But yeah, I like that, man. Lauryn is the what'd y'all say? Lauryn is the Drake of Lauryn.
Yeah.
But this is the thing about Lauryn, right? Is with that she's doing it with a consciousness.
Yes.
So she ain't just rapping and saying like, no, all of this shit has like a message. She ain't just saying shit to say shit. And this shit is jamming, and she can actually sing, and she can actually rap, and she's fucking beautiful.
Yeah. I think easily in the top 5. You go Lauren, Missy, Nikki, in no particular order. Lauren, Missy, Nikki, Kim, Queen.
Yo, question. Who do they consider the biggest? Because now when I hear it, it's like, man, who had more impact than Lauren? And maybe this is a generational thing. Maybe someone who was out during Queen's time would be like, Latifah did. Of course, she was.
They're gonna talk about Queen. They're gonna talk about MC Light. They're gonna talk about Roxanne Shante.
We'll definitely talk about Roxanne Shante.
I watched that movie.
I didn't watch it. Nah.
Oh, it's good on Netflix.
Yeah, because the same way that you talk about Bow Wow, Lady of Rage was over there with Death Row too.
Yeah.
You know, and people will mention her for, you know what I mean? Because she was on the Chronic.
Yo-Yo?
Yeah, I don't know what Yo-Yo done, but I know her name.
It's Friday.
Yo-Yo, the MC, Yo-Yo, nigga. So we got so let's say we got, so I'm okay with Queen, Kim, Missy, Lauren, and Nikki being the top 5. I'm good with that in any order. I think the order is debatable, but let's say that that's the 5. All right. So now let's talk 6 to 10. They have Rhapsody, Foxy, Brat, Ra, Remy. Who has to be on here? I say Brat.
I say not Foxy.
Oh, you said who's on that list who has to be there?
Yes.
I say Remy.
You say so Remy has to make the top 10.
I think so.
Okay, so Remy gets a pass. I'm giving one to Brat.
I say Brat too.
Because Brat might be the best female rapper of all time.
What? Why you say that?
I'm talking just skill, just versatility, and because Brat was, I don't know too many times I've seen Brat out-rapped by anybody, period.
What about Mia X?
Mia X is interesting. Shauna's interesting.
Tomorrow.
Trina
is very interesting.
That's an interesting omission.
Yeah. So, okay. So you're saying, you guys are both saying Remy and I'm saying Brat have to be present. I'm saying Brat. Mike, give me one. If Lance is saying Remy and I'm saying Brat, who you got?
There has to be on here from 6 to 10. No, I'm only repeating. I feel like Cardi. I feel like Cardi has.
Okay, so now, so let's add in the new 3. So you think Cardi has a fair argument today?
Well, no, I mean, and I think Rhapsody and Foxy got to be there too. I think the only person that's like, who is that for?
I'm questioning Foxy.
I'm questioning Foxy, bro.
I love Foxy's verses on Reasonable Doubt. I know she got some tracks.
Do she? I don't know if like I don't know if Foxy has moments that she showed up on songs that we all appreciate, right?
I don't think anyone can name a Foxy Brown album in the comments without research.
I don't think they can name you.
Il Nana?
That's a close one because she just said that a lot. And if the album was named that, that's just good.
Everybody went to Google.
Me naming my album Kingsley, I was like, well, nigga, obviously. Lance Woods' new special, International Sex Symbol. Well, like, duh, nigga, we saw that coming.
That is definitely that's the album.
Yeah.
Il Nana.
I just I don't know. Foxy is interesting. I don't know. I think her connection to Jay and that impact is probably carrying her, but it's like you got Ain't No, you got Touch Me, Tease Me. Nigga, I'll get real thin after that.
I'll Be was one of her biggest joints. That was with Jay-Z. Tell me, y'all, we dropped this to tell me.
Yeah.
How nasty can you get?
And I know the hook. I couldn't tell you one word she said on that song.
The touch bass was really big.
Touch Me, Teach Me with Case, but if you start talking Remy, then you got Lean Back, you got whatever, you got what's the new shit, All the Way Up.
I'm conceited. I got a reason.
Yeah. So I think I don't know, bro, because Eve should definitely not be over Foxy.
You said what now?
Foxy should absolutely not be over Eve.
No.
Not that is not, that's not even close. Eve has to be on. Eve not on this list is ridiculous. Especially if you got Rhapsody on here, this is clearly just cocaine. Like, Eve has to be on this list. Skill set, impact. Like, when we're talking female MCs being missing from hip hop, we're talking about Eve, bro. Like, we're talking about a crew and oh shit, that's their dope lady. Because Missy kind of existed by herself, and Kim and Foxy at Eve's point in time had kind of come and go. Nigga, it was Eve, bro. Eve not being on here is ridiculous. Because she has huge songs.
Mm-hmm. And she was rapping surrounded by legendary niggas, legendary rappers. Like,
and holding her own, and she had a whole TV show. And like, it's Eve, bro.
Yeah, Eve could be in the top 5.
Eve could absolutely be in the top 5. So that's asinine. So now we got the top 5, and then we got we kept Brat, we kept Remy, we got Eve. So we got 2 slots. Mike's fighting for Cardi.
I'm fighting for Cardi. I'm also not trying to hate on Rap City. Yeah.
Rap City.
Rap City.
I like Rhapsody. I like Rhapsody, but I just don't know. I feel like it's early. I feel like Rhapsody feels like Janelle Monáe to me. It feels like people that are very close to her and industry people around her are in the understanding that she's probably one of the best doing what she's doing, and she just doesn't get the credit. Because very often I hear she's the best like rapper doing it. Like,
yeah, no, I mean she's been stacked by the Jay-Z's and Nas's and J. Cole's, Kendrick Lamar's. You know, she has that. And she really, really rap. Like, Rhapsody is nice.
Hey, so rap's on then, right?
Yes.
Okay. So now we got 1 slot left. You got Rhapsody. If you got Rhapsody, Brat, Eve, and Remy. Rod Digger's gone. Foxy's gone. Who y'all going with?
My answer?
I don't hate Cardi, but there is somebody we're forgetting tremendously. Well, who's your answer?
Who you got, Mike?
I'm with Cardi on this. She's easy to hate on too, but I like Cardi. You know?
There is somebody we're really missing though.
Who we missing?
It's real simple.
You know my name. Quick to squad, always down for the job. Boom, 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 boom.
You going with Sugar T?
You busters and busterettes.
I was going with
why? Yeah, that's me. You know I ain't right.
I was gonna go with Lil Nas X.